俺は日本語が話せます。
あんたバカだから日本語学べねえよ。
What? No, don't call me an idiot, bro. I'm not an idiot. 俺はバカじゃないよ。君はバカだよ。Don't call me an idiot, bro. I can learn Japanese. 俺は日本語できるよ。What do you mean I can't? Don't say that, bro. Don't demotivate me. You an idiot. I'm not an idiot, bro. Like, it was practically impossible to learn that many characters, and I started hating my life and the decision that I had made without thinking to learn Japanese in the first place. For me, right now, Japanese is like an impossible language. Konnichiwa, watashi no channel wa yokoso. Saunap to moshimasu. Kyo kono video de wa ore wa nande nihongo no benkyou o yameta ni tsuite hanashimasu. You see, a few years ago, I was dumb. I didn't know anything about the outside world. I just used to spend most of my time playing a freaking video game that went by the name Free Fire. I don't even want to remember the name, but sure. But there was until the early 2023. You see, in I think February or March 2023, I started having interest in like general knowledge. So I started learning about like geography, about countries, about capital cities maybe. And yeah, I started learning about the general knowledge of Nepal and the whole world to some extent. But I wasn't quite there with the video game. I was spending like a lot of time playing that game. And while doing so, one day I found an advertisement on a video of that game. Like, I used to watch a lot of YouTubers about that game, and while doing so, I found an advertisement of an application that goes by the name Duolingo. Now, it was very popular there again, so a lot of people would sponsor the application saying, oh, you can learn this language, you can learn that language in a short period of time. So I think in the late September, probably like 20 or 23rd, I started like learning Spanish on Duolingo. Now my progress in Spanish was like super latent for the whole year. I mean, I will talk about my Spanish in like future videos, but yeah, like after a while I realized that I couldn't even speak English. But in the meantime, I had discovered this guy that went by the name Language Sim. Now I'm not gay, I like women, but I found that guy kind of fascinating, if you know what I mean. That guy motivated me to keep learning languages. So yeah, I wanted to be like him. But the reason he was able to pull that out, like surprise native speakers and be a hyper polyglot gigaset alpha male, was because he could speak like so many foreign languages. So that's how I got into languages. And after I think 1 year, my Spanish wasn't that great. But in the meantime, I had found like some people teaching Japanese in Hindi on YouTube. So I had like got the idea of like the writing system. They have like 3 writing systems: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Hiragana is to write pure Japanese words. Katakana is to write foreign names and like foreign words, and then kanji, we will talk about that in a bit. But one day I was bored, so at night I did a lesson on Bushu in Japanese, and I found it fascinating. So I started learning Japanese from then. I think it was like 2024 May. I don't remember the date, but if I find that information like in my old YouTube videos, I will like tell you that, maybe here or maybe this side of the screen. So yeah, initially I made like a really good progress in Japanese. Like after I think 15 days or even less, I realized that I had mastered like all the 46 hiragana characters, and after a while I mastered like all the katakana characters. And initially I had like opportunities to talk to some native speakers in Japanese, like be it natives or like people who spoke like Japanese to like super high level, or like even online. Like I had so much fun with Japanese. Like they used to compliment me a lot in Japanese. Yeah, initially I found this channel that went by the name ECY. It taught Japanese in Nepali. I think he still does. I don't watch his videos no more. I had learned the basics of Japanese. I think I reached the N5 level, which is the most basic level in Japanese, in like 5 or 6 months. And yeah, when I started doing YouTube, I think on September 2024, I realized that I was conversational in Japanese and even in Spanish. Although I had not noticed my progress in Spanish, it was like better than my Japanese. Yeah, the story with my Spanish is for the future video. And yeah, after like 3 or 4 months of learning Japanese, I downloaded an application that went by the name Italk. It used to be so popular, like people used to practice languages there, but right now people use it to seek like romantic partners. So I don't really use it. I deleted my account there. And yeah, I used to have like fun with native speakers or learners in Japanese, although my Japanese was terrible back then. I liked learning Japanese. I noticed like my improvement, my progress in Japanese in a short time. It was amazing, but eventually things started to change. I had to give up on Japanese. Now, if I loved learning Japanese so much, why did I ultimately quit it? Reason number 1. Well, you see, Japanese has 3 alphabets. I already explained the first 2, and the third one is like they call kanjis. They basically store like a lot of characters from Chinese. Maybe they modified a little bit. You have to memorize like, I don't know, at least 1500 symbols to read the basic things in Japanese. Like, it was practically impossible to learn that many characters, you see. Reason number 2. This one makes more sense. Now, if you want to learn a language or if you want to learn anything in life, you have to have a reason. You have to have motivation, right? With Japanese, initially I was super motivated as I was making like super good progress in Japanese, but later on gradually I kinda lost my interest. And yeah, if you don't have the interest to learn anything, you never learn it, no matter like how hard you force yourself to do that. And the reason my motivation faded away was like, initially you can make like super good progress in Japanese, but later on, as there's like so many kanjis, as there's like so many things to learn, you don't make like that good progress in Japanese as compared to like I don't know, European languages or like any other languages, right? So yeah, that's the reason why I don't study Japanese anymore. Reason number three, shift in interest. Now back then I wasn't into linguistics. I was just into like learning languages, and I found Japanese is a cool language to learn, and I was making super good progress in there. I had the resources, so I learned there. But once I started using Discord on, I think early 2025 or like even before that, I started kind of having like more friends from Europe and like from other parts of the world, not from Japan. I started liking European languages more than Japanese, and I started liking European cultures, everything about Europe. So I kind of didn't care enough about Japanese. That's the reason why my interest shifted, and that's the reason why I don't want to study Japanese anymore. And after like, I don't know, 7 or 8 months of learning Japanese, I kind of started not caring about Japanese. But in the meantime, I was occasionally like learning some kanjis and like some vocab. And I even had a challenge to myself to learn like, I don't know, 180 kanjis or something like that in like 30 days. And I was successful, although I don't remember like those kanjis right now, but I was successful with that challenge back then. And after that too, I occasionally went back to studying kanjis. I started like talking to people in Japanese. But yeah, I didn't really care enough about Japanese in like 2025. But one day I made a super huge but common mistake. I fell into the exact same trap that everyone falls for one day or another in their life. I started watching anime. Now you see, I have hated anime for my whole life. But one day, one of my friends told me about a website where you can watch anime, like Japanese animes, with German subtitles. I watched an anime called Death Note, and I watched the first episode in German. I liked it so much that I started watching it in English without caring about learning languages. And while doing so, I was like, okay, now this is the right time to study Japanese. I got the reason and I have the resources with the anime. So I started learning Japanese. Like I started making a list of words that I learned with the anime. But after a while, I lost my interest, and I didn't really care about Japanese. And then yeah, basically after like watching, I think episode 19 or something, I was bored with the anime. So I just finished the anime like by watching the summary of it. And after that, like I was like, okay, I don't have any reason to study Japanese right now. I don't want to study it for a while. Maybe in future, who knows? So yeah, basically that's what happened to me. Like all those kanjis were killing me, and I started hating my life and the decision that I had made without thinking to learn Japanese in the first place. Although I was enjoying so much in the beginning, you see. Like one problem that I think with Japanese is like, no matter how much you learn, no matter for how many years you study Japanese, there's always something that you can never read, like never in your freaking life. And yeah, for the last few months, I have never studied like Japanese seriously. I only did like some kanjis for a few days. I think, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, and I just like help someone get the basics of Japanese. He helps me with Russian and I help him with Japanese. So yeah, that's basically what I have been doing for Japanese, and from now on I don't think I will like continue learning Japanese. Like I want to forget Japanese so bad. And does it mean like I wasted 1.5 years of my life learning a language that I don't even want to study anymore? No, obviously not. It doesn't mean that. Like someone told me that time spent while doing something is not wasted. In the case with Japanese, it's like it helped me have fun before, although I don't enjoy it that much, but before I enjoyed learning the language. I enjoyed like talking to people in Japanese, and yeah, I have like so many memories with Japanese, so it's obviously not wasted. I don't promise, but one day in like 20 years, in like, I don't know, 15 years, in like 25 years, it will happen that I will study Japanese to actually like high level. You see, back then, like my peak at Japanese was like A2 to B1, and my goal is to one day get to like C1 or like B2 in Japanese. Not today, not next year, maybe in like 20 years, maybe in like 25 years, but yeah, it will happen one day. But for now, my goals are to master European languages and like maybe Bengali a little bit. So yeah, I don't want to study any Japanese for like at least a few years. For me, right now, Japanese is like an impossible language. So yeah, that's pretty much what I had for today. And I hope you liked my story. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.